I was doing I was working for BBC Radio Manchester, and I was in the sports department. Did that for a long time, just through uni. If they ever needed me, like a helping hand, and you would work quite late into the night. And the Radio Manchester building, just in Media City, there's a studio that looks out on, and it was this one night. It was in the middle of winter, and it was just foggy, and you couldn't see anything. And I was in this radio studio, and all the lights went off behind me as like an automatic lights, and it was just like I was just looking out. And I felt, this is weird. This looks like the end of the world. And it sort of sparked an idea about what would happen if this was the end of the world and I was in here. What would I do? And then I went from there, and I created a little, just like a comedy, but a bit serious at times, one man play, which just is all set in one radio studio where a man is broadcasting to the end of the world. He's been put in there by the powers that be, and he's been told just to keep broadcasting. There is no way of looking outside. It's just this box room with a little bed in a separate part of the room, and he's just got a lifter fader up. He's got music. He's got this printer that prints off a sheet of information every day, which is just what he needs to read out. A lot of comedy in the stuff when he's on air. So when he's presenting and when he's trying to broadcast to people he doesn't know if they're listening or not, that's where the comedy comes from it. And seeing how he adapts. So you go through a year, seeing how he does Christmas by himself, seeing how he does Halloween, Valentine's Day, all these different things throughout the whole year, seeing how he adapts them to being in a radio studio by himself, broadcasting to what he might believe is the end of the world. But then there's a bit of seriousness comes in it, where he's sort of documenting his life, but by this little video camera. And when it's just him and the camera, there's a bit of sadness in there. He just lets people know about him being lonely, and the frustration builds up towards the end of the play. I used to just do plays, and went to a couple of festivals when I was about 18, 19, and that's kind of where the crossroads came in. The beginning of this, acting could have been something I did, but I decided radio was for me. But never done a one-man play, and never done it where I've actually written something for myself. What's more appealing to me is the mystery of what's actually happening to the end of the world. So the fact that I'm in a radio studio and I have no way of knowing what's happening outside, and I keep the mystery very close, that is what's the more intriguing for me, is that element of mystery, like sort of undercurrent of like danger of what is actually happening around me is more mysterious. Because some people go, oh, the end of the world is going to be zombies, and they show a zombie and man, I'm like, that's scary. I go, oh, right, this is a zombie. Right, fair enough. And then even stuff like 2012, where that was a film where the world crashed down, and you go, all right, yeah. But then you've seen it. You've seen the monster. You've seen what's happening. But for me, it's keeping it very close, watching me react to it instead of you reacting to it, as in you reacting to what is happening at the end of the world. No, just react to me doing my bit, and I'll keep you on your toes. Come and see it because it's funny. You will hopefully like me. The sense of mystery of to what is actually happening in the world. Seeing like a radio studio up close as well. I've got a little mini desk with a microphone in. I think I'm going to record it. So I'm going to record every night that I do. So I'm only doing one night to start off with. And it's a success. I'm going to do a little run in September. I record every night as a podcast. And then people can go back and download the podcast of the night they were there. Because there's a bit of audience interaction in the whole thing. July 10th is when I'm doing it, on Wednesday at the Eagle Inn. You get tickets on the Greater Manchester Fringe website, and hopefully back in September for a little couple of days. Don't know what venue yet, but it should be mint.